Lionel, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and to have a conversation with me about your experience in working with AmPac. As you know, we are having a board strategic planning conversation. And in that, I want our board to really understand the difference that AmPac makes in the life of a business from cradle to legacy. And we've had the good pleasure to meet you and to work with you over a few years now. Would you first start by telling our board a little bit about you and your company?
Yes, so my name is Lionel Thomas. My full name is Lionel Eldrick Newman Thomas. I'm born and raised in Ontario, California, San Bernardino County. My grandmother was an appraiser before me, so I'm a second generation appraiser. In high school, I wanted to be a firefighter, so I took fire science ROP my junior year. I attempted to take EMT classes my senior year, but I was too young to graduate, so I ended up with 4 classes my senior year in high school. Therefore, I was going home after lunch, and my grandmother was there. She was an appraiser, so I would help her with various appraisal jobs from pasting pictures on papers to running errands and getting pictures printed at Walmart. Eventually, I helped her transition from typewriter to computer. So I've pretty much been in the appraisal industry since high school. Through my rebel nature, like any young kid, I went to school for graphic design and multimedia and circled back and became an appraiser full time once I finished that program and realized that the pay was not near as well as being an appraiser. Fast forward 20 years or so, I'm now married. I've been able to support my family. I've been able to do thousands of appraisals and serve the other families in Southern California.
Oh, wonderful. And when did you start your business, Lionel?
Um, I got married 5/26, 2007. When I first got married, the business was called, I know, right? When I first got married, the business was called Lighthouse Design and Drafting because a part of me, still wanted to be a designer or an architect or, something in the drafting space. But obviously, the appraisal industry was right in front of me, and I needed to go, I guess, the route of least resistance. And I renamed the business from Lighthouse Design and Drafting to Thomas Appraisal. So I would say that Thomas Appraisal has existed since 2007.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's we know that year really well at AmPac. So tell us, how did you come to know AmPac?
Um, you know, I've I knew I say this every time, and Brian always corrects me, but you guys had a location. I want to say in Colton, but it may not be Colton. But
Grand Terrace.
Grand Terrace, there you go.
Yeah, you
Yes, I
know.
went. I know, right?
Close, very close, very
Yes, it's
close.
right
They're
over there. That's
neighbors.
a little, golden triangle or whatever. But I would do a lot of appraisals over there off of whatever road that is, where you exit the freeway. There's a
Okay.
McDonald's, Barton.
Barton Road.
Yes, and I would see your
Mhm.
location off there to the right. So I familiarized myself with the name because I thought it was cool that we had a business capital company right in our region, and obviously there's not a lot of there's not a lot of companies like that with a storefront. So I always kind of kept my eye on it as I was coming through, and eventually you guys moved to Ontario. And so I was already very familiar and warm to the business name, but I had never actually met you guys. So when I suppose I got an email or invitation to join the incubator, and since then I was able to get belly to belly with you guys and learn a lot more.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
And so you learned about the incubator or the
yes,
Leap to Launch program.
yes.
And what happened? You joined the Leap to Launch program and tell me about that
Let
experience.
me take a step back. Actually, I remember Jenny and I both. We went to an event at the Ontario DoubleTree, and you spoke there. And you spoke about being 3 feet from gold. And yeah, it was very impactful, And I remember when I met
Oh,
Brian for the first time, that was fresh in my mind because I told him like, yeah, I just heard Hilda speak about this, and at the time I didn't even realize Brian was your son. Like it was still everything was still kind of confusing to me, um, and it was impactful. I actually have the audiobook on my phone right now. So
yeah.
I
Love the
want to
book.
say, yeah, this is a great book.
It's my favorite.
Yes. So I don't know if I learned at that event about the Leap to Launch program or if I learned about it before and I was kind of waiting. I think I was waiting for it to start. I think I had signed up and it was like the start time was kind of changing a little by little by little because maybe they were gathering people to be in the program possibly. But
Okay.
eventually I came in and met Brian. I brought my wife with me. It was a great meeting. She was happy with what I was doing. And, at the time I had gotten my appraisal management company licenses. I was trying to scale my business so that I could be more than just, not just, but I could be more than a real estate appraiser so I can manage appraisals. And obviously through the Leap to Launch program, it made me realize that that is a good journey or a good way to scale, but a better way to scale is through software development. So that's where I am now.
Okay. Okay. Um, what was the most significant part of being in the Leap to Launch program? Do you think helped you help shape where your business is now or how you thought about your business after going through the program or doing the program? Because you were in the inaugural program, correct?
Yeah, 18 long months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
18
Uh,
long months.
yes, and it was obviously very beneficial. Um, for my business, every minute of work is good. So it was a sacrifice, but what it really made me think about was legacy. And like what is it gonna look like when I'm like not physically doing appraisals? Like what is it gonna look like to exit from this company? Like how do I exit from this company? Since I watched my grandmother's business and I watched her kind of age and just kind of age out of the industry, I kind of assumed that I would have some similar process in my life, but through the Leap to Launch program, I realized it doesn't have to be that way, and I could potentially get some IP or just make software solutions that uh, capture enough income to where I can somewhat ride off into the sunset.
Wonderful.
Right? Because every appraisal
Now
I
you're
do requires my labor and my time. So I'm looking at ways that doesn't require my labor and my time, like residual income, that can be done in the background.
Yeah, excellent,
Mhm.
excellent. So your post Leap to Launch, you're still in touch with the AmPac family. Why? What benefits have you gained from still being connected to the AmPac family?
There's definitely learning opportunities. I feel like I can help you guys serve your clients. Obviously, you guys impact families and you guys have a care for the families of our region, just like I do. So I want to make sure that not only me personally is available as an appraiser, but the appraisers that I work with on my roster are available. I have, I know another thing is like you guys are faith based, and I don't know any other institution I can go to that's faith based in this way. So I feel like I'm in the right place.
Wonderful. As we close, what would you like our board who's thinking about AmPac and its future and strategizing on how we can continue or expand our efforts to help businesses from cradle to legacy. Capital is obviously one thing that we do. We do really well. That's where we started our business. But we're also thinking about the holistic ways that we can help small businesses. What would you say to our board in thinking about that and your experience with AmPac?
I mean, I could be very personal about it. And in my like, yeah, I need capital, obviously. Like I can't do this on my own dime. But I think the family dynamic for my family specifically, like I'm very entrepreneurial. I trust in God fully. I know that God, if I want to go to Mars, I can trust in God and he'll fly me there. It may take some time, but it'll happen. I don't know if my companion is so much like that. She's more happy. She's grounded, and so in my family, I think I can be filled up with all kinds of faith and all kinds of good things. But if I can't convey that message to my significant other, then it's not gonna happen. So yeah, you guys have given me good education on how to access capital and what to do with it. But I feel like if the access of capital is not holistic within your family, then it could be a challenge.
Hmm.
How's that response?
Well, it's your response.
Yeah.
And the only follow-up I would ask is for my board who's thinking about our future and how we serve small businesses, is there anything else you would like to share on the difference AmPac can make for a small business owner.
I would say you guys are doing perfectly fine. The education is there. At the end of the day, the people have to do what they have to do in order to access the capital. I mean, you
So,
know, if you need to get your tooth replaced, you got to go to the dentist and get it replaced, or you're going to be there with a jacked up tooth. I mean, you guys are doing everything you can do. So I would say you guys are doing perfectly fine. Uh, I mean, is there an easier way to access capital? But through, I don't. I would say you guys are doing perfectly fine. And in my personal case, like I said, maybe if I had my wife with me throughout the whole Leap to Launch program, then she would have gotten the enrichment that I got and the clarity that I received. But because she did not, I can't blame her for not having the same vision that I have.
yeah, yeah, wonderful. Well, I really appreciate your time, and we obviously love working with you and love the opportunity for you to be part of that inaugural class of Leap to Launch, and look forward to days ahead where we can support you and maybe support some of your clients that may want to do commercial real estate and they need a lender. So thank you very much,
Can I
Lionel.
add one more thing? I
Sure.
literally just finished the NAREB development program. This was another thing
Oh,
that oh, you can't see it, huh? Maybe if I put it back here.
oh
It's
yeah.
uh it's like a program where you learn the development process. So it's kind of another thing I picked up there is like another way to access capital is going to be through development. And as a real estate professional and as an appraiser, I have a really good understanding of equity and of improvements. So I felt like another journey that I can take as I get older, where it doesn't require my labor, is to make development plans. So I've been working on that and working with different homeowners on how they can maximize ADUs.
Mm,
I don't know. Do you know Sharon Barnes?
I do.
Yeah,
I
so I
do.
just did a ADU open house on Sunday with Sharon Barnes in Fontana, and I,
Hmm.
I want to say her name came up, but I don't remember what she said. But yeah, I'm just always trusting in God, and I know that as I take this journey, AmPac is right by my side, so I have no concerns whatsoever about being faithful and about accomplishing different goals that come in front of me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate you and appreciate your time.
Thank you. God bless you.